What's up and what's going on, fellow fanatics, and welcome back to another episode. In today's episode, we have all been patiently waiting all day to watch the Morbuis trailer, and I am about to rip everyone apart in here if we don't watch this soon. So, without further ado, we are going to go ahead and get into that trailer.
Michael Morbuis.
Discover who you're meant to be. The bad guy.
Michael, what have you done?
I was trying to help people. But the cure. It's a curse.
Michael.
I have powers that can only be described as superhuman. But there's a cost. Now, I face a choice. To hide. And consume blood. Or die.
We all have monsters within us. It's up to us to control it.
What if I
That's
can't?
badass.
Michael Morbuis.
I love it.
You've been given a gift. Not exactly.
I'd let go of
Showing
what
a
you
lot of
used to
key.
Discover who you're meant to be.
All our lives we've lived with death. Why shouldn't they know what it feels like
we're
for a
finally showing that
change? Just accept who you are.
The bad guy.
Morbuis.
You don't look anything like you do on the news.
Yeah, you look downright robust.
Pilates helps.
A new Marvel legend arrives soon.
Boy,
I'm excited to see Morbius. I really am.
I am too.
I am so excited. I've been excited to see Morbius since the first trailer came out.
I will admit, if I have to, the only thing with that trailer that got me is a lot of that trailer was in the other ones. There was very small key things that they showed that was maybe someone with like analytically going over it would see, but like I honestly kind of like the first trailer, the one that did like showed the whole boat scene, because that showed more of like how cool the CGI is, how cool his powers are, how he's fighting, and how fucking brutal this movie's gonna be.
There was a lot of him flying in this one.
Yeah, there was. One of the things I really liked that they did in this one more than the others, and now I'm not the biggest Morbius fan when it comes to him in the comics. I'm going to see Morbius. Obviously, I really want to see the film, but one of my main focuses for wanting to see it is its connection to the Spider-Verse and what we're doing exactly with that. Because originally, when I saw the first trailer, I thought Michael Keaton's Vulture was MCU's Vulture. I now don't think that. I think he is a variant of Michael Keaton's MCU Vulture. I don't think he's Vulture from.
Well, and I'm kind of torn on this, like the same actors playing variants. I don't know how I feel about that, simply because we have 3 Spider-Men played by different people.
Right.
Well, I mean, but that's just by chance that they don't look the same. Also, I mean, by multiverse standards, there's definitely exact
there will be
duplicates.
right, and I get that. I just it's gonna be, this Michael Keaton is a variant of the same Michael Keaton, whereas these Spider-Men are I don't know.
But even with that,
theme.
Vulture could still be completely different than he was in the MCU than he is in the Sonyverse. Like he could be even more ruthless. Yeah. Like,
right. And I do feel you on the whole what this means going into the Spider-Verse as a whole.
Right.
I mean, Morbius seems like, obviously Venom's been built up, right? And then we have No Way Home, and now I think Morbius might give us a little more
I think it is, but
structure.
One of the main things I'm also wondering is what fucking timeline is this on? You've got Michael Keaton's Vulture there, if it is indeed a variant, and does he live in the same universe or sphere as Venom? I have so many questions, because with Multiverse of Madness, we all pretty much have theories, and none of us can really give a direct answer as to what's going on.
Well, but this goes back with Sony and them, and
there's a lot less that we know about this too. Like Multiverse of Madness, there's been a lot more leaks. True. There's been a lot. I mean, there's been trailers that show us a lot more information than the Morbius trailers do.
But I also think that a movie like Multiverse of Madness, they're kind of using that as a linchpin to go further into it's going to push the narrative of the MCU, right? As far as this, where we can see mutants, we can see this and that. I don't think Morbius is going to be a movie that defines the possible Spider-Verse genre. I think he's going to have his own standalone movie, as we saw in the trailer. It's about him, and then we might see at some point how this plays in. But that's the difference. We don't know as much about this because they're not. This is a standalone Morbius. Whereas in Multiverse of Madness, they want you coming. They want everyone to see this. We're putting so much into this movie. I think they serve different purposes.
I think this looks a lot better than the Venom movies also. I'm just not a big fan of the Venom movies.
Venom 2 was I have grievances about that movie.
I liked it. I know a lot of people shit on Venom.
Cool,
I liked them.
Wait, you liked Venom 2?
I liked them both.
You liked how they completely fucking ruined Carnage?
I mean, but then if we do that, then we didn't have to go down and nitpick about all 28 Marvel movies because there are a lot of things that they have changed about every single character.
I just have a personal bit because I love Carnage, and I've yet to see it done right.
And see, here's where I disagree with you on the thinking that Morbius is just a Morbius film. I don't think so because again, Sony. You don't do Madam Web. You don't do a Morbius. Because whose asses are you trying to put in the seats with Morbius? Whose asses are you trying to put in the seats with Madam Web? They are. I think with.
No, I think they'll go into it, sure, but I don't think it will be Multiverse of Madness level pushing the narrative.
No, it's not.
I think it'll just establish Morbius as a player in this event.
And see, well, I was about to agree, but I disagree still because I think that this is going to be setting up the Sony versus Sinister Six because the Feisty Five in No Way Home was not the Sinister Six. Right. So I think that this is going to set up that Sinister Six with Venom, and I hope that Venom is going to be in it. And I really hope what they do with Morbius, if they want to do the whole good guy, bad guy struggling thing, sure. But have him lean toward that good guy side, but have him more heavy on the villainous side, because if we're getting the Kraven film, we're getting Madam Web, we're getting Venom, we're getting Morbius, there's been talks of a Rhino film. Sony is trying to build the Sinister Six, and if they build the Sinister Six, if it is Andrew's universe, then you can take it back to the callbacks of the set photos that have even leaked. There were set photos from Morbius that leaked of the bus that said, "Where is Spider-Man?" So we know that there is a Spider-Man in this universe, and I know that
he's missing.
Yes, and I think he's missing because he stopped pulling his punches. He's still feeling the effects of Gwen. He's still feeling the effects of now I've killed people. So
my only gripe about your Sinister Six concept here, you're leading with Venom. Right, and they've already established pretty well into Venom's story that from what they've shown of their version of Venom, he wouldn't be on a Sinister Six team. He's not a bad guy.
But that's why I take you back to the hive mind thing, bro.
80 billion light years of hive knowledge across universes would explode your tiny little brain.
What does that even mean, man?
Well, let me give you a taste, then. Just the smallest fraction of the things we symbiotes have experienced.
Okay.
Ready, Eddie?
Yeah.
The symbiotes have a hive mind. So what one symbiote knows, and it's a multiversal hive mind. So just because Venom is a good guy there, we saw what he said in the post-credit scene. He said that guy, and it wasn't like that guy, like that guy. It was like, I know that fucking guy.
Right, of course.
Here's another thing, though. I would not call Venom a good guy.
I wouldn't call him a good guy.
He extorts people.
Who was that good guy? The Venom they had. No, I'm just saying Tom Hardy's not going to let him be a
Tom Hardy is not going to have a decision in the matter.
Yeah, you think it'll be...
Venom allows Tom Hardy to put his input in sometimes.
But seeing the movies, I don't see it going. I'm just saying it would seem weird the way they've established him so far, for him to just be like, I'm going to.
But see, I just don't think so, because I would agree with you if it wasn't for that post-credit scene when he saw Spider-Man.
Yeah, If he has a goal, Venom wants to.
It was
eat
that.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
right? He wants to eat him.
So
Right.
if he's remembering things, that if the whole connection is truly there with the Venom from Spider-Man 3 and him, and that hive mind connection is there, then he's remembering this is the motherfucker that kicked my ass.
Right.
So yeah, that guy. I want revenge on that guy.
And here's something I want to spin to you. Maybe Tom Hardy does let Venom do it because maybe Venom and Tom Hardy make a deal.
And we don't
maybe because Tom Hardy wants nothing. He wants nothing more than Venom to leave his body. That would be his most ideal situation.
And you know, we also don't know the conversations that him and Venom have had since he left the MCU, because he's aware of Hulk, he's aware of Iron Man, he's aware of the Avengers now.
Right. Everything.
Yeah. So we don't know exactly what space Venom's head is in. We don't know what space Eddie's head is in, and obviously Morbius knows who Venom is because he said it in the trailer. You know, I'm Venom. Oh no, I'm just kidding. It's Dr. Michael Morbius.
And I think that you know, Tom Hardy's character would have been one of the people that would have been going after, like Tony Stark per se, about the Sokovia incident. Like he would have had issues with that. I mean, that's he was an investigative journalist. He like that kind of stuff. Like he would have had problems with.
And Venom probably would have
superheroes.
Venom probably would have looked at them as the villains,
right?
Because remember, the MCU pinned Cap as a villain during that time. You think about it. Let's just say Venom's in the MCU during that time, and he's still the same good guy, vigilante guy that he's playing right now. Let's say that they roll the news and it's Cap being blasted on the news as this against America. He's going to get Captain America because he feels like, oh, that's a bad guy. I need to go get him, Eddie. You know, he that's how he feels about it. So it's
eat him.
Yeah. So it's just like I have no doubt in my mind that he. I mean,
well, they can spin it. Obviously, you know that's the thing. They can spin it. I mean,
because they could even blame. He could even blame Tom Spider-Man for what's wrong with the multiverse right now. You're the reason that the multiverse. You know that. So he could go after him for that.
Right. And I mean, there are ways they can do it. But this, to me, that I want to see more of an, you know, like you're saying, this Spider-Verse going forward. I would like to see how it plays out and want to see it more organically, because you're right, with Madam Web, with Morbius, these are obviously not people that are just oh, I'm a tried and true hero. We're not building a good guy side of this isn't the rebuilding of an Avengers team. These are obviously antagonists to Spider-Man throughout his story. I want to see how they'll interact with it. You know what I'm saying? I want to see, why is Venom? Why is Morbius? Why are these people in this universe going to be against whichever Spider-Man exists?
So here's my theory on it. Is we do have Andrew Garfield not throwing his punches. He's killed people. There's going to be people that want revenge. I think Venom's motives are purely hunger.
Purely, I want to eat it.
And but like, as for everybody else, like the Vulture. I mean,
because even if this is not a variant of Michael Keaton, he still doesn't know who Spider-Man is from Strangest Spell.
As far as we know,
he shouldn't. I mean, if Strangest Spell actually worked on everyone, he shouldn't know.
But with Strangest Spell,
not who Spider-Man is. He should know who Peter Parker is.
Yeah, who's Peter Parker is.
So they do know who Spider-Man is.
Yeah, they know who Spider-Man is.
That's why there's posters.
He shouldn't know who Tom's Peter is.
Yeah, it should be clean slate on their identities.
So it's a multiverse.
But I mean, that's the thing, and to just get with the trailer.
So does every Peter Parker?
What? No. Andrew.
Because that kind of makes Tom a villain, in my opinion.
Andrew and Toby still remember who he is, and that's from the screen. That's from the screenwriters, the ones that wrote the script.
Well, they are Peter Parker.
Yeah,
but if they lost their identity, that would be.
They know who he is. But you know, even with that, with all this coming together, with what Sony's trying to do, with, you know, Kraven coming, the Kraven movie coming, and all, these Sinister Six members coming, the Madam Web thing, before we get into what Andrew Garfield said last night at the SAG Award with Variety, he got interviewed. Before we get into what he said, I wanted to say this. I've said this in a previous video, but I wanted to bring it back up again. If you go back to the Into the Spider-Verse trailer, when you're watching Gwen and you're watching Miles, you're watching Miguel O'Hara, and you see that they have the wristlets on
Into the Spider-Verse
Part 2 that allow them to jump from multiverse to multiverse. I'm telling you right now, that is going to play a role in live action with what Sony's doing. Sony has a plan, I believe. They're bringing in the Sinister Six. They're bringing in the Spider-Verse. They're bringing in Madam Web. How do you take Miles and Gwen from animated to live action? With the wristlets. That's how you do it. Because they're able to jump from universe to universe. And don't say, well, Darius, that's animation. This is live action. We just saw in the Doctor Strange trailer, the motherfucker went from animation to the Savage Land. You know,
first time it's happened.
Right. So it's not the first time.
Haven't you guys seen Page Master?
It's not the first time, so it's really that's just my theory on it. I think that's where they're going. I think that Sony's got a beautiful plan that is about to unfold for the Spider-Verse. It's going to unfold for Andrew, seeing that, and don't even. I'm even saying this. I know people are going to even say that this is wrong. If you think Tobey Maguire's not coming back for Spider-Man 4 or any other future Spider-Man projects, you're out of your mind. If you watch the clips that Marvel released for the DVD for No Way Home that's coming out, one of the things that Tobey said was, I'm just excited to do more.
He is chomping at the bit. Oh my God. I just can't, and it's been killing me because of the whole secrecy thing, because I want to go around and go like, hey, we get on wires. I'm open for anything. I'm ready to go. And that's about it, to be honest with you.
Bro, and no, Marvel didn't put that out there. Just out of all the clips you could have put out, they put that one out there because they know. Right. Let's get people talking again. Right. Let's get people talking about Spider-Man. Let's get people talking about Tobey. Is Tobey gonna be in more shit? Blah 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 blah. We're gonna see Multiverse of Madness. So it's. But what did Andrew say on the red carpet last night at Variety?
He said two different things. He goes on to say that he has no plans to play Spider-Man again, but jokes that everyone's calling him a liar for the rest of his life, or he's the boy who cried wolf. But in another quote, he said, I mean, yes, definitely open to something if it felt right. Peter and Spider-Man, those characters are all about service to the greater good and the many. He's a working-class boy from Queens that knows struggle and loss and is deeply empathetic. I would try to borrow Peter Parker's ethical framework in that if there was an opportunity to step back in and tell more of that story, I would have to feel sure and certain in myself.
When I saw that he said that, I said liar.
No trust.
Immediately liar. Like, bro, there's no way that you're not coming back as Spider-Man. All the accolades and praise that he got after No Way Home, everybody calling him the best Spider-Man on screen, and that's not just Andrew fans like myself. That was a synonymous thing from everyone saying like, oh, you know, he was the best Spider-Man on screen. So you don't always was. I mean, easily. You don't get the type of praise, and he's been wanting to come back as Spider-Man. He's even said that he felt that the Amazing Spider-Man didn't end the way he wanted it to end, obviously. So if Sony and Marvel are throwing you the bone and giving you a chance to redo that,
right?
You do it.
And not only that, guys, just use Multiverse of Madness as a perfect example here. Patrick Stewart's acted like he didn't even. He said, "What did he say? Who's Doctor Strange?"
Yeah, who's Doctor Strange?
You son of a. Come on now.
I do have to quickly ask. Everyone's wondering. Twitter's buzzing. Is that your voice in the Doctor Strange trailer? Can you comment on that at all?
Who's Doctor Strange?
We've had Ryan Reynolds being like, like
I'm actually not in there.
Come on now. And I get it, there will come a point, eventually there's going to come a time where the actor's like, I'm not in this, and we're like...
I mean,
eventually there will be that one, but like, this is not that one.
No.
Not on the high that this is going, and let's look at it from just a career standpoint. What is Andrew Garfield doing that would bring him more in his career than reprising his role of Spider-Man, which he loves? Like, come on. It just makes sense, and, Feige has his ways. I've doubted it before. You've proven me wrong on this time and time again. I do not want to be in a room alone with that man when he wants something, because, he just shows up and he's like, and... boom, he makes it work. I don't know how.
He's got the power to convince these actors and actresses into believe what the future of Marvel is.
Well, but I do like real fast, and that's with this Morbius movie, that they can do this. They can make a Morbius movie. They can make a Madam Web movie. They can make even almost a Craven movie before ever saying, this is Garfield's turf, or this is his territory. Like I said, they can do Morbius and it be a part of all this, but the movie itself is Morbius's origin, his movie, same with Madam Web, just giving little hints here and there, little after credits, whatever. Then you bring him in, and everyone will lose their minds.
I don't need to see Andrew in this movie, but I do want to hear about Spider-Man.
Well, sure, but you get what I'm saying.
I don't need to see him in the movie.
I want one scene,
but I do need to see him in an end-credit scene.
That's what I'm saying.
I need
Give
to see him in
Morbius his
an
movie, because with this trailer alone and the first trailer, This movie, for just a standalone movie, looks so good. The action is great. The CGI is great. It looks awesome. What he's dealing with is a good, struggling story. It seems like everything's there. Give us a post-credits. Let this movie be good on its own. Give us a post-credits and build to this. Because what did Marvel do? They built, through post-credit scenes, an entire MCU that is where it is now. Do it that way.
And I also think that Keaton is going to be the one in this universe, in the Sony universe, that puts together the Sinister Six. Like, he's basically going to be Nick Fury over there in the Sonyverse. Like, we're putting together a team. You know? So I just think that's where we're going with it. I did want to play this Andrew Garfield at the SAG Awards on the red carpet, talking to the same interviewer from Variety that interviewed Ryan Reynolds, and he was able to even get some things out of Andrew. So let's.
I'm Spider-Man again.
Yeah. Well, no plans. That's the truth. I mean, everyone's going to call me a liar for the rest of my life. I am the boy who cried wolf now. You're
the boy who cried spider.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
I love how he hits them with the question so fast that they're like, ha ha, like they.
Yeah, like I said, Andrew's full of shit. He's full of shit. He's the werewolf. So
where I'm like, I'm not the werewolf. I promise you I am not the werewolf. And everyone's like, you're the werewolf. You're the fucking werewolf. Look at him. He's like, he's doing...
Like I said, the Morbius trailer is super exciting. I'm ready to see this. It comes out in April. I think we're all on the same page of ready to... Anything Spider-Man related that can take us into the future of the Spider-Verse, or the future of possibly seeing Tobey, possibly seeing Andrew, even seeing more of Tom. We are all excited for it. And I think any person that is a Spider-Man fan is going to be chomping at the bit to get anything.
But I'll even say, just go, check this trailer out, because yes, all that included and what this can mean for the future of the Spideyverse is important. But just this movie alone, the character, what Morbius is doing, how well they're doing this movie, I think it stands alone. Just from what I've seen, I don't think it needs a crutch of a Spider-Verse to stand on. It looks amazing.
No, I definitely don't think that it needs the Spider-Verse to stand on, but it is definitely in the Spider-Verse. And even one last thing I'm going to say, Matt Smith, that we finally got to see in the trailer. Finally, we've only seen him in the casting, like the IMDb stuff like that. But we finally got to see him. He is going to be playing Hunger, and Hunger is the he's a vampire too, just like Morbius. They both kind of grew up together, the same symptoms in the same orphanage, blah 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 blah. But he goes more down a darker path than Morbius does. So we should see him as the villain in the movie. And again, I hope that they don't take Morbius as down the hero path. I just really don't. But we're all going to see when the movie comes out. I'm super excited. I know all these guys are. As always, let us know down below what you guys think in the comments. So you think this is going to lead to the Spider-Verse? Are you excited for Morbius? Are you excited to see Michael Keaton? Because remember, he did do that interview with Jimmy Fallon where he said, I'm filming Morbius stuff.
I'm shooting tomorrow.
You shooting tomorrow?
Yeah, man.
What are you shooting tomorrow?
Some Vulture stuff.
Yo, you're Vulture tomorrow. All right.
He was filming more and more and more Morbius stuff. So what exactly were those reshoots? What exactly was the stop that they did with the pushback? What all did they film? Are we going to see Andrew Garfield in an end credit scene? It's a lot to think about, a lot to wrap your head around. But as always, let us know down below in the comments. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and we will see you guys in the next video.